Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Friar Talk podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about a huge trade that went down today. Obviously, the Padres got Adam Frazier, and in a blockbuster, kind of, if you really think about it, we just acquired one of the best second basemen in baseball, batting 327 with over an 800 OPS. Has one of the lowest whiff rates in baseball right now. And we gave up basically nothing for him. I think, me, Matt, and Chase have been saying all along that, you know, Tucupita Marcano was going to be somebody that was probably going to be traded at the deadline anyway. We saw he had a hot spring training, a really, really good spring training, but it didn't seem like he was a fit for this team. And to flip him for somebody like Adam Frazier, the starting second baseman at the All-Star game, is absolutely huge. And before I keep going, for anyone that doesn't know, nobody can really tell when all these trades are going to happen. So Chase is busy, Matt is busy. So I just decided to hop on. Somebody asked where he's going to play. Well, that's kind of the beauty of this trade is that, no one knows, but that's not a bad thing. That just speaks to the volume and talent that the Padres have. He could play second if Jake needs to be spelled. And obviously we do have Ha-Sung Kim as well, but that's awesome, to have all this talent. The Padres haven't really had this much talent. And since I was born in 2000. I've never really seen a Padres team like this. This is so entertaining. He can play the outfield. He can play anything. He's going to be an amazing ball player for us. And when we talk about the Padres, a lot of times we have guys, who can hit for power. And Joey Gallo was one of the top trade subjects of the deadline for us. And if there's somebody I wanted more than Joey Gallo, it was definitely Adam Frazier. I love the idea of having him, a guy that gets on base at a really high clip. He's hitting 327. I brought up earlier his whiff rate is really low, similar to Jake Cronenworth, who doesn't whiff a lot. It's going to be huge. Cron to first. I wish that was the case. It just seems like the Padres are still gonna have Hosmer going out there. And I think the most likely scenario is that Hosmer and Myers are going to be spelling each other. One of them's going to be playing first, or maybe Will Myers is going to be playing outfield first, and he's going to be like a new utility kind of guy. Bye Hosmer, your playing time just went down the tubes. I'm telling you guys, me, Matt, and Chase, we hate Eric Hosmer. We do not like Eric Hosmer. I mean, maybe Preller doesn't really like him, the idea of him in the infield too. But Padres just made a huge pickup, gave up basically nothing for him. I don't even know the other two guys other than Marcano. So obviously, we traded for Joe Musgrove from the Pirates not that long ago. Huge pickup. Obviously, he's playing great for us right now. Went back to the Pirates again, got another huge pickup. So this is huge. Fleece the Pirates again. Exactly, Matt. Matt's going to be going to a couple games here soon, so maybe he's going to get to watch Adam Frazier. I might be going to the Tuesday game. I'm not sure yet, but I'd love to be able to watch him here soon. This was totally out of the blue, I don't think anybody expected this to happen. I didn't expect the Padres to really be that active, or at least pick up a superstar at the deadline, not to mention Michael Hawk. I don't know if any of you guys know him. He's kind of on the low on Twitter, but he mentioned that the Padres and the Dodgers are both in on Max Scherzer. And I've been talking about it. Me, Matt, Chase have been talking about it on the podcast kind of a lot. If there's a team we have to beat at the deadline, it's going to have to be the Dodgers. We know that they lost. They're probably going to lose Trevor Bauer. And, so obviously we're starting off hot. We just picked up Adam Frazier. I'm lost for words, to be honest. I'm gonna read off a couple of his stats. 424 plate appearances, most in the MLB. 125 hits, most in the MLB. 382 at-bats, 58 runs, 28 doubles. Not exactly the biggest power hitter. He only has, I think it's 4 home runs. But obviously, when a guy doesn't strike out, he barely strikes out. He only has 45 strikeouts. And I brought up 424 plate appearances. So he's striking out 1 out of every 10 times. Huge for a team like the Padres, who, if you go from top to bottom from the previous lineup, I think a question I want to ask you guys, where would you guys plug him into the lineup? I think preferably I would want him definitely batting 1 or 2. I think that's a no-brainer. When's the deadline? July 31st is the deadline. Parade time? No, not yet. I think if we acquire one of the aces at the deadline, then I definitely think we can start looking towards the World Series. Does it stop there? Do we pursue another power contest? I think in terms of the bats, it'll probably stop here. I think this was the biggest pickup for any club. Really, this was huge. I don't see us pursuing another bat, but definitely don't rule it out with AJ Preller. Definitely think starting pitching is more likely to happen here soon. Which pitcher you see us getting? We've talked about a lot of starting pitchers here. Danny Duffy was a guy we brought up. I don't know if his name's still popping up. Kyle Gibson was a guy we brought up. Kenta Maeda, Max Scherzer. It looks like the Nationals are going to be sellers at the deadline. We've been pounding. We have past videos on Max Scherzer for anyone that hasn't seen them, but we've been pounding the table for Max Scherzer. And I know 2022 is kind of the year that we see the Padres really winning the World Series, or at least being in the World Series, but we're really pounding the table right now to show like we want it now. And I brought it before that the owner of the Padres has had health issues. So it's not a surprise that the Padres are going all in right now at all. And you know, it's something that we've never really seen. The Padres have always been an organization to be like, we'll just get, I don't know, Matt Kemp, Justin Upton, whatever it is, and we're going to put people in the seats. We're going to get our money, and that's going to be it. Well, now they're taking advantage of the years of Fernando Tatis and Manny Machado, two of the biggest stars in baseball. Feels like we didn't give up much to get Adam, which feels nice. It's absolutely the best feeling where you barely give up anything for one of the best hitters in baseball right now. I'm going to look up some stuff on the guy, but obviously for everyone, I think this is a huge pickup. The Padres are showing that they're all in right now. They're showing they're one of the best teams in baseball. Obviously, you know, losing to the Marlins, it is what it is. You know, it's always tough to really, I guess, have good road stretches. And we see how bad of a road team the Padres are. The Padres are not exactly the best road team, but when they're at home, and this is why winning the division is going to be so important, why winning you know, why down the road it's going to be so important to win those games against the Giants and the Dodgers, because being able to get home field for the Padres is going to be huge. It's going to be huge because we see how good of a team they are at home. They swept the Dodgers at home. They swept the Reds at home. You know, two really good teams at the time. And if we're able to get home field advantage, it's going to pay dividends for the Padres. So, you know, looking down the road, Adam Frazier, I think he's going to be a great utility player. He's going to be able to play outfield, second base, whatever it is. And I think he's going to be an amazing leadoff or second hitter. Tatis might stay in that second spot. We don't know yet. But the luxury of Tatis is that he can bat leadoff, second, third, fourth, or whatever it is. And that's kind of the case with most of these guys. Tommy Pham can bat first, fifth, sixth, whatever it is. I guess the only guy that you might have a difficult time plugging into the top or the bottom is Eric Hosmer, who you can really only, you know, exclusively plug into that 4, 5, 6 spot, maybe 7 at times. And if you think about this lineup from top to bottom now, you just got back Austin Nola, who's a really, really good hitting catcher. You're going to have one of the best hitting catchers in the league batting 8th. From 1 to 8, you might be the strongest lineup in baseball right now. Tatis putting himself in the MVP race. Manny Machado, we talk about, could at the end of the year be a part of that MVP race as well. You know, you're kind of taking out Eric Hosmer in some sort of way. Will Myers is catching heat. Who did they give up? So they gave up Marcano and 2 other players. I can't remember the 2 other players off the top of my head right now, but so glad we stay away from Gallo. Matt really wanted Gallo. I wasn't opposed to trading for Joey Gallo, but really good to see we got Frazier instead. Hosmer for Joey Gallo and a prospect. I don't think that will happen. I feel it, Chase. If you can put Cronenworth at first, especially considering like in the future right now. So right now he's easily one of the best, if not the best, second baseman in baseball, especially defensively. That dude, in my opinion, is absolutely a gold glover. But when considering his age, you could very well see him go to first down the road. And you could see Kim being plugged into second, or really anyone in the system. CJ Abrams probably being plugged into second. Would you be fine if we traded Gore? No, I would not be fine if we traded Gore. And if it Gallo for Gallo or Bryant, ooh, that's interesting. I don't think I want Bryant. With picking up Adam Frazier, you just plugged in one of the best hitters in baseball, a guy that you know gets on base at a really high clip. That is exactly what the Padres needed when guys, you know, we've talked about how streaky of a lineup this is. You know, from 1 to 8, this could be a streaky lineup. So getting some consistency in there, a guy that's batting 327, on base percentage of 392, that's huge for this team. I really like that lineup, Greg. Abrams, well, I guess the unfortunate thing with Abrams is that he's injured right now, but Abrams is absolutely the core guy for this team in the future, at least among the prospects. For us, he's our number one prospect because kind of the downfall of Mackenzie Gore right now, which we believe is going to go up. We believe he's still going to be one of the best pitchers in baseball. We still believe he's going to turn into the ace of this organization. But right now, CJ Abrams has to be up top just because of how valuable he's going to be in the future with his speed, his defense, his bat. It's just going to be great to see him here soon. Yeah, I agree we need pitching, but when you can get somebody like Adam Frazier, is what it is. You're competing with multiple teams, with the Dodgers and the Giants right now to win the division. Hitting, you got to be able to put up a lot of runs as well. I know you have to keep the other team from putting up runs, but you also got to be able to put up runs. Kimbrel with him. If we get Bryant, we need Kimbrel with him in the package. I agree. Kenley Jansen has been blowing a lot of games for the Dodgers. We know the Dodgers are going to be one of the more active teams at the deadline. Now, I'm not saying we have to go based off what the Dodgers do, but we very well may be in a competition with them for guys like Kimbrel, Scherzer, Gibson, Maeda. We don't know. And that's why, I'm kind of pounding the table, right? Like, we have to be all in right now. We have the prospects. We have the farm system to be able to give up guys. 2021 World Series, Boston versus San Diego. Matt's actually moving out to New York soon, so he wants to see a Boston and San Diego World Series so that way he's able to go. And I actually see his comment right there, too. I don't like Kyle Gibson as a trade option. What about you? Not no more. I was on the Kyle Gibson trade for a while just because, I don't know. I felt like this year he started off really hot. Ever since the sticky stuff went away, he's been god-awful. Doesn't really have the stuff he used to. And he never really had good stuff, like his past years are not encouraging. So definitely off the Kyle Gibson train. For an outfielder, well, that's a luxury. You say we need to trade for an outfielder. We just got an outfielder. Adam Frazier brought up many times, batting 327, 392 on base percentage. I feel like that's all that needs to be said of how good of a piece he's going to be for this team. And we definitely don't need Bryant or Gallo anymore now that we just got him. I think a really slept on part of this trade is that he's only set to make, I believe, $500,000, and we got money from him. We got money from that trade. And we gave up nothing, and we got money from that trade, along with an all-star second baseman. That's huge for the Padres. AJ Preller is a god, I guess. I mean, it's so good to see. I think Preller wants Scherzer to keep him. That's exactly what I'm saying, Czar. Preller knows that in order to beat the Dodgers, you're gonna have to go toe-to-toe with them at the trade deadline. If we're gonna have to face Walker Buehler in a potential wild card game, and I'm not saying Yu Darvish isn't an ace. Yu Darvish is absolutely fantastic, but I feel more comfortable having Max Scherzer up on the bump than Yu Darvish. Because if you go into a 5-game series against the Giants, you're going to go Scherzer, Darvish, Snell, Musgrove, and I don't bring up another name because you really only need a 3 or 4-man rotation in the playoffs. I see Brad Hand being brought up. That'd be a pretty big trade. I used to be a huge fan of Brad Hand when he was with the Padres. If we got Aaron Judge, don't really think we need Aaron Judge anymore. And I don't think the Yankees would be willing to give him up. The Yankees in New York, where, you're one of the biggest markets in baseball, you kind of need somebody marketable like Aaron Judge, and he's their most marketable player. So I don't know if they'd be willing to give him up. We gave up Marcano. Yeah, we gave up Marcano. And we brought up that Marcano will probably be gone at the deadline. I felt like it was inevitable just because there wasn't really a fit for him on this team. Obviously, we brought up he has great heart. He plays the game with amazing passion. I absolutely love that about him. But doesn't really hit for power. Not the fastest guy. Plays solid defense. But when you can give up a guy like Marcano for a guy like Adam Frazier, you have to pull the trigger. Will Mike Clevenger be here for the postseason? It's possible that Mike Clevenger is back for October. It's definitely possible that he's back for October. And if you add the fact that Lamet and Weathers will probably be more healthy than they are right now in October, man, that's going to be huge. Oh, man, the Padres could definitely beat the Dodgers. 7-3 against them right now. The past series was a sweep. Yeah, we can kick their ass. Yeah, we definitely need a starter and another piece in the bullpen. That would be huge. We brought up a lot that we definitely need some starters. We saw today, Yu Darvish went, I think, 4 2/3 or 5 around there, and it wasn't a terrible outing, but it definitely wasn't a good outing. 4 earned runs, but it's not like he was getting rocked other than those 2 solo shots. Mudd and Don were bringing it up how even though the 4 runs were on the board, it didn't feel like he was getting rocked. It was just a matter of they were playing station to station baseball, and the Marlins had some really good at bats. Was it a 1-for-1 trade? No, not a 1-for-1 trade. We gave up 3 players. They gave us Cash and Adam Frazier. Jack Flaherty. I haven't seen too many trade rumors on Jack Flaherty, but I'm a fan of his. Is the Hosmer contract the new Will Myers contract? Not that one. Yes, the Hosmer contract is the new Will Myers contract. Absolutely. The guy has a negative WAR, negative defensive WAR, one of the worst defensive players in baseball. He's hot at the plate, though, I guess. But yes, that is the new Will Myers contract. Chase is a huge Will Myers backer. I'm not exactly Will Myers backer, but I'm not a hater of Will Myers. I'm a fan of Will Myers. What do you think about the amount of money Myers is getting? I mean, it's a lot of money, but I wouldn't say it's not worth it, but it's a lofty contract. You could take all the players from the Pirates and we no longer care. Unfortunately, the Pirates are in kind of an incompetent organization. We know the pain. We've been there before where we give up, we've given up stars. And they weren't stars at the time, but we've given up guys like Max Fried, Anthony Rizzo, Trey Turner. And I mean, I'm not opposed to giving up Trey Turner, but who's off the 26? Mateo? Well, if Mateo's not off the 26 right now, he's definitely going to be off soon. I feel like he's bound to get traded. Adam Frazier is set to make around 5. Last I checked, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's around $500K this year, and I'm not sure what it's going to be because I know he has at least another year of control after this. Trey Mancini coming to San Diego. I love Trey Mancini. Oh my God, and it's mainly because of the story. But how can you ignore that story, that amazing story? Ooh, Mad Max or Barrios? And well, I talked about Mad Max earlier, but Barrios would be huge. Chase is a big fan of Barrios, and I would love to get Barrios as well. 4.3 million. Thank you for correcting me. Appreciate that. Padres should, I like this one right here. Padres should get Rodriguez from the Pirates. And we brought up before, Mark Melancon is probably not the answer for the Padres in the postseason in the closer role. And it's not that he's not a great pitcher. I'd love to see him going out there in the 7th or 8th inning. But when down the line, down by or up by 1 run, bottom of the 9th, I'm not exactly sure how comfortable I feel with Mark Melancon going out there. I feel much more comfortable with a guy like Rodriguez. Raisel Iglesias, Richard Rodriguez are 2 of the guys that I think would be some bullpen pieces that the Padres could acquire. Craig Kimbrell is probably I've said it before. He's the golden boy, I think. I don't know what I would give up for Scherzer. That's the thing. I don't think I'm willing to give up guys like Gore, Hassel, maybe Hassel. No, maybe probably not Hassel. Campusano instead. I'd probably be willing to give up Campusano, but I wouldn't be willing to give up Gore or Weathers. I wouldn't be willing to give up Abrams or Hassel. And honestly, I thought that Marcano would be involved in a Scherzer trade if that were to happen, but you could probably see guys like Justin Lange, maybe Anderson Espinoza, guys like that. I don't think anyone from the Major League club would be traded unless it's probably Mateo. But we'll have to see if it happens. Oh, okay. Davies is a guy that we've brought up before in our starting pitcher episodes. That would be, I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but I was a huge fan of Zach Davies when he was with us. Kind of like a Greg Maddux type pitcher. He just paints his spots, doesn't throw heat, but he was ecstatic with us. I love that guy with us. Yes, we also got money from the Pirates. That was probably my favorite part, is that we got an all-star second baseman and we got money from the Pirates for a guy has around a 3 WAR, who's easily top 5 second baseman right now, top 10 hitters right now. And I know he's not the biggest name at the deadline, but he is a huge bat for this team. Can you imagine a lineup where you have a guy batting 327 with almost a 400 on base percentage, and then you have Tatis, Machado, Cronenworth, and all these guys next, that's going to be huge. And when you're going up against a guy like Walker Buehler in the playoffs, or Brandon Woodruff, Corbin Burns, having a lineup like this to go up against that, I feel much more confident right now than I did before, considering we had to plug in guys like, I don't know, Mateo would have to come in for injuries, or Marcano at one point had to come in for injuries. And now we know, like, if injuries happen to a guy like Jake Cronenworth or Eric Hosmer or any of the key guys in our lineup, we have one of the best hitters in baseball and he's probably going to be an everyday starter. That's probably, I don't think there's a doubt about that, but we feel safe. What do I think of possibly trading for Brad Hand? Definitely. I'm a big fan of that. I'd love to have Brad Hand back. The Cruz trade. So we were in on Nelson Cruz. I remember us being in on Nelson Cruz, but it was kind of weird because they were talking about putting him at first, and I'm not opposed to putting him at first, but they were talking about him getting ground balls at second base, which was super weird. At the end, I thought it was huge for the Rays. I don't think it would have been a good trade for us. Huge for the Rays, though, who now have one of the best DHs that I can remember. So really big trade for the Rays. He actually went deep in, I think, his first at bat. Will he play second or Crone? I think Cronenworth is locked in at second, and I think maybe they'll switch out. Cronenworth might play first. If Crone needs a day off, you might see Frazier at second, or Frazier and him could both be on the field at the same time with Frazier in the outfield. I'm a huge advocate of having Frazier at leadoff right now. If you put Frazier at leadoff and you have Pham and Grisham batting back-to-back down lower in the lineup, two guys that can both hit for power and run the bases well, get on base a lot, that's absolutely huge for the lineup. Next season, we'll have a DH, and Hosmer will be that DH. I think that is true as well. Do you want Gallo for Myers? No third at bat. What do you think about Hosmer and Abrams and some money over to the Nationals for Max? Okay, so I don't know if they would take Hosmer's contract. I would not send CJ Abrams anywhere. I think that's a player that you have to keep for the future, that you pair up with Fernando in the middle, which would end up being two of the fastest. Those will be two of the fastest guys in baseball, no doubt. You plug them in the middle, you have one of the best middle infield in baseball probably. And, you have probably the best 1-2 punch in baseball as well if Abrams pans out the way we think he will. In a playoff setting, I think Hosmer goes to the bench. That is the best comment so far. And I think that's probably what's going to happen. I hope that happens. Don't need Gallo. I agree. You think they'll try and get rid of Myers or Hosmer's contract, even though it's going to be hard? Yes, I think they're going to try and get rid of at least one of those, just because. And if there was one contract I think everyone would rather get rid of, it would probably be Will Myers. Or not Will Myers, sorry, Eric Hosmer. Chase, if you're watching that, I didn't mean it. But yeah, I think Eric Hosmer would probably be the guy that we want gone. What trade do I want to see happen? I think the trade that I want to see happen the most, other than Mad Max, and it has to be a realistic trade in my opinion. So my dream scenario would be Mad Max. My realistic scenario would probably be Kenta Maeda, who you can plug into the back end. I'll check his stats from his recent starts right now, but last I checked, he was having some pretty good starts. I just saw a report right now that the Padres were in on Trevor Story. So that's a pretty big headline. So if you think about it, that just shows how the Padres are all in right now, and that makes me even more confident that they're going to be in on Max Scherzer if he's available. But Kenta Maeda's last couple starts, he's went ever since July 4th, he's went 6, 5, 5, and 7, which would be, obviously for this rotation, these guys have been struggling to go 5 and 6. So, a guy that can go 5, 6, 7 consistently each outing is ginormous for a guy. I think Kenta Maeda would be very cheap as well. What do I think about the Mariners? Will they make the playoffs? Well, I just saw that they were in on another second baseman. I forgot the name, but that's a team that you can't sleep on. What do I suggest for a better catcher? I think our catchers are fine right now. Obviously, if you think about a better catcher, you could probably think about an in-house option, such as Luis Campusano. We don't know if he's going to get traded, but I don't think we need to go outside of the organization to go get a catcher. Sandy Alcantara, Chase really wanted Sandy. I don't think it's going to happen. I remember reading reports that they didn't want to trade him away, so I don't think that will happen. What pitcher would you want to get? It has to be a realistic trade. I brought up Kenta Maeda earlier. I think Kenta Maeda is probably somewhat realistic. You think Nola's a snow whisperer? Yes, I think Nola might just be the snow whisperer. And when you bring up Blake Snell, his second half numbers are a lot better than his first half numbers when it comes like throughout his career. And I brought up that before I knew about that. I said I have no statistical evidence that this will happen, but I think Blake Snell's going to have a bounce back second half. And so far, only been one start, but he's showing signs of it, or one or two starts, I forgot, but he's showing some signs of it. If we get Story, I don't think we'll get Story anymore just because we got Adam Frazier, but my whole point of bringing that up was that the Padres are all in right now. Kemp, Paddock, Myers, Thompson, and maybe one or two more prospects for Mad Max. What you think? So if you give up Paddock at the deadline, and we brought up that we might not want to give up Paddock just because you're kind of giving up a starting pitcher for another starting pitcher. So then that might leave still in one more spot that you need to fill in the starting pitching rotation. However, now that we got, now that I'm more confident that more trades will happen, I don't know how opposed I am to giving up Paddock. I am a Paddock truther. Don't get me wrong. I love Chris Paddock, but when you can get someone like Mad Max, that's obviously the guy that you want. I want to see Will stay as well. I think, when it comes to Will Myers, I think there's kind of like a soft spot for him just because he's the longest tenured Padre right now. We want to see him win with us. Aaron Nola and Austin Nola on the same team, dude, that'd be so sick. A realistic trade package for Mad Max. It's so hard to tell because we don't know what the Nationals are going to want. The Nationals could. I don't think they're going to be like major sellers. I think if they could hold on to him, and everyone's also got to remember Mad Max, I'm pretty sure has a no trade clause, and he can reject a trade, I believe. I think. So I don't know what a realistic trade package for him is. I definitely think we'd have to give up one of our top prospects, and probably, I don't know. I brought up Lange, maybe Espinoza. But for a rental, maybe it won't be that much. We saw we barely gave up anything for Yu Darvish, and that's not a rental. So maybe we won't have to give up that much. Maybe just one major league starter, and maybe that's Chris Paddock. Blake Snell, the first time I ever saw Blake Snell, I kind of looked at that dude's eyes. It kind of scared me. It looks like that dude gets like maybe 1 or 2 hours of sleep at night. It's weird, but he has some sort of disease, so I'm not gonna say too much about it. I see this. Want to see Nick Castellanos on the Padres. He's on the IL right now, and I don't think the Reds are that far back, and he's their best hitter. Maybe Jesse Winker is, but they're top two. So I don't know. I think I'd rather have Jesse Winker though. I really like Jesse Winker. Where do you think Frazier will start? Frazier's going to be. I don't think Frazier is going to have a set position. Obviously, I'm personally in favor of having Frazier starting in the outfield if he is going to start anywhere. Have Myers and Hosmer platoon if that could be the case. And the Pirates are killing me. Sorry, Steel City. At least you're a Steelers fan. They've had some good years. I think the Giants are genuine threats to the Padres in the postseason. Also, are the Giants World Series contenders? How worried are you about them? To be honest, if we were to see the Giants in a 5 or 7 game series, I think we'd spank them. I don't think, and I mean, they have some postseason experience, but when it comes to being in the big stage, I think the Padres are perfectly fit for that. I think they're much more fit for that than the Giants are. Obviously, in every sport, there's always postseason flukes. And this year, will it be the Giants? We don't know. The Giants, did they play today? I think they played the Pirates today, right? What a coincidence. And I think they lost yesterday. And that's why we kind of need the Padres to win this series. The Padres need to really start picking it up against those bad teams because, obviously you only play good teams in the playoffs, but in order to get there, you need to start beating the bad teams. Isn't our infield crowded already? Well, I mean, it's crowded with good players, so that's not really a problem. Max, yes, Max's stipulation. He does want a contract extension, and that's why I think maybe it won't happen. But you never know with AJ Preller. League leader in hits, yes. I brought that up earlier. League leader in hits. Doesn't whiff that much, rarely ever strikes out, gets on base at a really high clip. This is a huge pickup for the Padres. You can plug him anywhere in the lineup and you can be satisfied. Where does Frazier play? Talked about that a little bit earlier. Or Cronenworth staying at second. This really hurts Ha-Sung Kim. Like I said earlier, it's never a problem to have all this talent. Yes, Alex Silva brought up the Trevor Story thing that I brought up earlier. They wanted to put him in center field. I don't know if that happens anymore. Trent Grisham is a Gold Glove center fielder after all, but Trevor Story is one of the best players in baseball. So I don't think we'll get Trevor Story though. But the main thing about that is that Trevor Story is one of the best players in baseball. AJ Preller was willing to go after one of the best players in baseball, one of the biggest names in baseball. So what makes us think he might not go for Mad Max? I thought he was. Are you referring to Blake Snell? It doesn't solve our starting pitching. No, it doesn't. But you already know that AJ Preller is about to solve the starting pitching. I think they can land Nick Castellanos. Absolutely. They wanted an outfielder. So, I just put it in my head right now, like, oh, shoot, the Padres wanted an outfielder. Maybe they actually will go after someone like Castellanos or Winker. Who is our ace besides you? If I had to have an ace besides you right now, I would probably go with Joe Musgrove, just based off ERA. I think Snell's going to end up being a really solid second starter towards the end, not even towards the end of the year. I think he's going to start right now, being one of the best, a really good second starter. So I think he's going to be our second ace. Really good question. Cron plays right field, Will back to first. I think Adam Frazier is more suited to play right field, and you keep Cron at second. I'm a huge Cron fan. Cronin God, that's what we call him. Pirates won first 2 Giants and Dodgers win today. The thing with and that's what frustrated me so much is that doesn't it feel like whenever the Giants lose, the Padres lose too? Like it seems like we can never just win a game or a day that the Giants lose as well. It's so frustrating. Padres do perform better with more pressure. How much do you think Cronenworth will make in the offseason? Oof. Well, if he keeps playing the way he is, we're going to have to pay that guy a lot of money, and I am not opposed to it. Give that man the bag. Trevor center field, Gallo left field, or Grisham right field? Grisham and Pham absolutely have to stay out there right now. They get on at a really high clip. And when you have guys like, obviously we just brought in Adam Frazier, there's going to be a ton of runs put up in this offense. And it's going to be so, so fun to see how good this offense is. And I'm really excited to see it. Oh, yes. Crucified Guild. Oh, my goodness. Tommy Pham scares me so much every time he's going for a fly ball. But he does have eye issues. He has some sort of eye disease, I think it is, something like that. But he got it fixed just recently. So he's been really good in the outfield lately. Let me know what you guys think of this lineup by Devin. Adam Frazier, Fernando Tatis, Jake Cronenworth, Manny Machado, Trent, T-Pham, Will Myers, Austin Ella. Oh, my goodness. That lineup is stacked. Hey, this was my highlight of the year. Jake Cronenworth struck out Mookie Betts. So take what you want from that. Who's an upcoming free agent this year for the Padres? I haven't looked too deep into that yet. I'll go ahead and look, and maybe we'll make an episode on that towards the end of the year. I definitely think we will. So stay tuned. Confident in Pham, so am I. At this rate, with how aggressive the Padres are right now. Oh, Borna. Hey, Borna. If you want to hop on this one, let me know. I could try and send you some sort of email or something, but maybe we can hop on a live stream or an episode here soon, but that'd be pretty cool. And we've already had one with Borna for anyone who hasn't watched it. Adam can play center. Yep. We're not getting more bats. I don't think we're gonna get any more bats either. Let's do it right now. Shoot, let me see if I can send you an invite. Put your email down, or let's see. How can I do that? Are you on StreamYard? Soto is next. No, I don't think the Nationals are gonna trade Soto. Juan Soto is one of my favorite players. He's good, right? I haven't paid attention. Dude, he's great. 427 batting average, Trent, or not 427, 327 batting average, Trent. 400, almost a 400 on base percentage. I'm gonna DM you. All right, cool. Sounds good. I'm gonna text Matt right now so he can send me your. Man, I need to get my charger. But when Kenta Maeda needs to come to the Padres, oh my God, yes, that's what I want. I want Kenta Maeda really bad. If it's not Max Scherzer and we need a back end starter, Kenta Maeda is the perfect guy to plug in the back end. I just texted Matt, so we'll see if he responds here soon. Imagine if we shine Showtime in the offseason, the Angels would be so dumb to let go of Shohei. A Scherzer deal has been offered. Huh. I wonder what it is. You probably have to give up a top prospect for that. Matt is going to San Diego right now. Matt's going to be over there going to the games. If you guys see him, let him know. Tell him what's up. I might be over there on I think it's the 27th against the A's, so I might be there. Really excited to see some of these games. I went to the Dodgers-Padres game not that long ago. It was so fun. Thanks for subbing, Sharknado. Appreciate it. Adam seems too slow for leadoff. For me, it's not really about speed. He definitely doesn't steal that much. He only has around 4 stolen bases. But for me, it's more about how often he gets on and sets up RBI opportunities for Fernando and Manny, Myers, whatever it is. And I think that's why I'm such a fan of him batting leadoff. Utility means that they can play many different positions. I remember I used to think of it as a guy that can play all positions, but now I kind of think of it as a guy that can play multiple positions, which in this case, he is a utility guy. Curious how me, Chase, and Matt met. So for anyone who doesn't know about, I don't think we've let you guys know how we met. We actually all live in the Coachella Valley. I'm from Oceanside. Those two are from here. We all went to the same school throughout the whole time I was here. At least I came over here in the 3rd grade. I met Chase and I met Matt in elementary school. I met Chase in high school, I believe. And Chase and I were baseball teammates in high school, all throughout freshman through senior year. And then Matt, I used to talk to Matt. Me and Matt really started talking again when we started this podcast. It's been so fun getting to be able to be with those guys that I've known for a really long time. So basically, we met in school. I think I was a huge fan of. I just saw a comment about Profar. I was a huge fan of bringing back Profar, and I love the guy, but I don't know how I feel about him right now. He's hot though. All right, Borna, if you're still here, I'm about to send you an email so you can hop on. But sorry guys, I'm trying to send Borna an email right now. All right, Borna, let me know if you got that. If you can still hop on. Oh, thought you guys lived in San Diego. Oh, so I lived in San Diego for the first 7-8 years of my life in Oceanside. When's the next Padres home? Next Padres home game is going to be on Tuesday. Huh. Yeah, he actually has talked about. Let's go.
Yo, what's good?
What's up, man? How's it going? Good to have you on. I'm just answering a bunch of these questions right now. I was talking about Adam Frazier earlier, but this is kind of fun answering all these people's questions. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, man, go for it. I'm just my God, dude. We were all on Twitter and we heard everything about Gallo and all these things, but not one person, including any of us, expected this.
No, definitely not. So I just kind of want to. I know you had a live stream. I was watching for a little bit until I hopped on, but I just want to get, for anyone that wasn't able to watch Borna's live stream, what is your what is your first take when it comes to Adam Frazier? What we gave up, just for some stats. He's batting 327, has almost a 400 on base percentage, over an 800 OPS. This is huge and easily one of the best second basemen in baseball. Obviously, I have a little bit of bias towards my guy Jake the Rake, but this is huge.
Yeah, it's tough because obviously I think it's a win-win for both sides. Honestly, I was saying a lot in my stream how we robbed him, but when you look at it, like Tucupita Marcano is he's a guy where he actually does have a lot of upside for your team, and I think a team like the Pirates, man, they were dreaded in their farm system. So it was a scenario where it really made sense for them. But when the trade, we went live on my channel before we figured out who was going to Pittsburgh, and I was for sure thinking it was going to be Campy, right? Did you too? Because I thought there was no way. And then we also got cash. Because Ken Rosenthal tweeted saying that the Mariners also made an offer for Adam Frazier, and the Pirates didn't even want to give them back cash because they valued Marcano very highly. Right. So very interesting.
I definitely thought Campy was gone. And I actually definitely thought Marcano was gone, but I thought he'd be gone in a different deal. What's going on with who's our biggest power hitter? Who do you, I'd probably say he doesn't look like it, but just going based off home run numbers, probably Fernando.
Yo, Isaac, we got some news. Padres have offered Campusano, Hassel, and Hosmer for Scherzer. Oh my god.
Who was it? Hosmer, Campusano, and Hassel?
Yeah. I don't know. Your thoughts. Go. Oh my god.
Well, I think the first thought and the most important thought is we get rid of Eric Hosmer. We get rid of Eric Hosmer for a guy like Max Scherzer, who you're immediately going to plug into your rotation. You're going to put him at the number one, and you're going to have him go. I'm not saying I'm going to settle for the wild card game. I think if we get Scherzer, we're winning the division. However, if we do have to play in that wild card game, possibly against the Dodgers or the Giants, now you're going to have Max Scherzer going up against Kevin Gausman or Walker Buehler. And to me, that's almost a guaranteed W, especially when you consider you're going to have Max Scherzer. Let's say he goes 5 or 6 innings. Let's say he goes 6 or 7, actually, because that's what I expect from Max Scherzer. You have Ryan Weathers in the bullpen, who's been a Dodger killer all year. You have him go another 1 or 2. You have Nelson Lamet, who we've talked about putting in the closer role. You have him maybe go out there, who he also statistically has really good stats against the Dodgers. You have him go another 1 or 2.
It's tough though. It's tough though because like that the Hassel one hurts a bit, right? Because it's someone where it's are you doing that? Are you even making that trade though, even if you're not getting an extension from Max Scherzer?
That's exactly what just popped in my head. I'm glad you brought that up. I don't think I'd make that trade if there's not an extension.
But to counter that though, you're sacrificing the rental by getting rid of Haas. So that's the counteraction right there. It's such an interesting package.
Not to mention, the Padres actually just got James Wood, who you could actually replace Robert Hassel with. Not to mention, they got James Wood, Victor Acosta down there who can replace, there's just a lot of good prospects going throughout this organization. So they're replaceable, but I don't know. Yeah, you're kind of right. You do get rid of that contract from Eric Hosmer's. God,
I wanted to, we're here for the Adam Frazier though, because in my stream we were talking about where he goes into the lineup, and I wanted your perspective on this because someone was saying you put him at 2 and everyone slides down, but you don't lead him off because we didn't need someone with a lot of speed. Like we run the bases very well. This guy won't hit you a ton of power, but we were looking at his advanced stats. Like his extra base hit average is ridiculous. His K rate is ridiculous. Do you want him leading off even though with a lack of speed, or do you plug him at like 2 and then everyone else slides down?
Here's my thing. So I brought up earlier, I'm a huge fan of putting him at the leadoff spot. And I know he definitely does lack speed. Like, speed is not his thing. I think he only has 4 stolen bases on the year. However, when you can get a guy like Adam Frazier batting, I've brought it up multiple times on this stream, but it's huge. A guy batting 327 with almost a 400 on base percentage, and you put him in front of Fernando, so that way he can, obviously Fernando's one of the best power hitters in the league, among the league leaders in home runs. You get him on. Imagine you get Adam Frazier on in the first inning, right, of a playoff game. You get Adam Frazier on in the first inning, single, whatever it is. Fernando hits a 2-run bomb. Now, everything's going your way. The playoff, like this, it sounds ecstatic to me. And obviously, you got Manny coming up next. Jake Cronenworth, one of the best hitters in the year so far, coming up after Fernando. Whatever it is, I just don't know how this lineup's going to play out. However, the moving pieces are definitely going to be among Pham, Grisham, and Frazier in the lineup, who you can plug in 1, 5, 6. Or you can plug them in any order like that. However, you want more power hitters kind of down in that 4, 5, 6 range. And so obviously Pham and Grish have more power than Frazier. So that's just my take on it.
I think it's like a 4-guy hula hooping for 3 spots, because I think it's really going to be Pham, Myers, Hosmer. So it's like, I think Frazier's going to play second. He's going to play left. He's going to play right. I think Will Myers and Eric Hosmer, if they stay with the team, they are going to be sitting. They're going to be alternating with sitting, because I don't think Frazier's going to sit at all. Right. That's the first thing. And I think the second thing, it really shows that the Padres are going in with the approach, dude, that they're really anti-positions in baseball. Like they're down just to kind of put guys anywhere and with a little bit of experience. There was reports that they were trying to get Trevor Story and have him at center field. I don't know if you saw that. So it just goes to show, like, they're gonna do anything. Oh, okay. Thank you, ADHD. Come on now. Look at that in the chat.
Cobra, I would probably say we are out on Gallo. We don't need Gallo no more, I think.
Yeah. I mean, he's too expensive. I had Kirk Wood on my stream like a few days ago, and he was saying how the Rangers view him as like literally a top 5 MLB player.
So dumb. Like how?
Yeah. So I don't even want him at this point. Like it's just gonna no. Save your window, guys. Save your window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Mets trade. I actually think the Mets are probably the most likely destination. I know the stream's about Adam Frazier, but
man, the stove is turned on, man.
Yeah,
you can talk about anything now,
man.
It is
Bryant. I think so too.
It is so turned on now, and it's gonna make this week. It's gonna make this weekend so fun. Yeah, because it's obviously the Jock news and all that, but I mean, this was the big bomb that started it all. Like, it had to be Preller. It had to be.
Oh, the guy's a god. Borna, can you hold it down real quick? I need to go get my computer charger.
Yeah, I got you.
I'll be right back.
Got you, everybody. All right, man. So, little hog on the Friar talk right now. Yo, how's everyone feeling about Adam Frazier, man? None of y'all were expecting this. Make sure y'all subscribe to Friar Talk, by the way, guys. Dope content. Y'all, how do y'all not? Like, none of us were expecting this, man. Adam Frazier. Just imagine the beautiful Petco PA announcer saying the names Fernando, Manny, Grish, Tommy, and then you add Adam Frazier. The whole infield is all-stars now. If there's no more Haas, Machado's an all-star, Fernando's an all-star, Cronenworth is an all-star, Frazier's an all-star. Come on. It doesn't get any better than that. It doesn't get any better than that. Not one person, including me, including Isaac, including Matt, including Chase from all of Friar Talk, none of us. They didn't even tell Dennis Lynn. They did not leak this information to AC. They did not leak this information to anybody. You saw all these reports about Gallo, but not one person talked about Adam Frazier. Not one. How incredible is that? We always think everything's on Twitter until everything's not on Twitter. It's absolutely unbelievable. And you guys say, guys, get in the chat. In Preller, we trust. We were doing it in my stream, and you guys got to transition to the Friar Talk and do it. In Preller, we trust. What are y'all saying? What if Pod strive for Kyle Hendricks? I'm going to wait for Isaac to come back. I want to talk about starting pitching with him if he hasn't talked about starting pitching yet. I really do want to talk about that with him. Stoked for Frazier, but not sure why first priority wasn't pitching. Is Haas now bait for another starter? I think Haas for sure could be bait for another starter. I don't know. I think it's interesting why I completely get what you're saying. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see why the priority wasn't pitching, but this is for sure a good bat. It's guys, come on. Now next is pitching. So I don't know. That's kind of the deal with that situation. Barrios and Castillo, we'll see. Yeah, they're talking about somebody asked SD619 asked Stokes for Frazier, but not sure why first priority wasn't pitching. Is Haas now bait for another starter? What's your whole mantra on the pitching and what they're going to do there? I have my take, but I want to hear yours first.
Honestly, if they don't get Scherzer, which honestly I didn't think he was going to be an option up until now, I think a guy like Kenta Maeda is perfect just because obviously we see all the guys in the rotation are kind of having difficulty going 5 or 6 right now. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, the past at least 5 starts, I believe it is, Kenta Maeda is going 5 or 6 consistently, and it's not like anything crazy like a shutout 5 or 6 or anything, but it's consistency, and that's what the Padres need in the rotation. They need some consistency.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you bring up a good point. Like, he's not going to wow you with numbers, but you need someone to eat you innings. And you remember, guys, what Kenta Maeda did for the Dodgers like in 2017, 2018 when he came out of the bullpen? Like, that is what you need. Like, that is something that can be so big for the team. But I'm really convinced now, though, dude, they're not done. Like, just because now that they didn't give up Campy, he's gone. He is gone. Like I'm. Don't you feel it? You feel like he's gone this week? Do you?
I feel like at least one top 5 prospect is gone. I feel like most likely Campy or Hassel.
Yeah. So it's going to be curious, and I think AJ's going to go the pitching route with that. And I see a lot of people in the chat saying like, yeah, we can get rid of Hosmer. Teams are going to guys. No, it's so hard to trade that guy. Like people are like. I don't even know if we should give up Haas for this. Like, his contract's an albatross. Like, it's not that easy.
Yeah. I see this comment right here. Other than Darvish, who's the Padres' best pitcher, I would definitely have to go with probably Joe Musgrove as of right now.
Yeah. It's tough, man. I don't know. Because, Joe hasn't been great the last month or so.
I know.
He had the good outing. He actually had a decent outing a few days ago. He didn't have his best stuff, but he was able, only had 4 strikeouts, but was able to kind of get the job done. I mean, dude, honestly, like, this may sound like trying to be contrarian or trying to be cool, but like, I'm putting my money in Ryan Weathers as southpaw, to be honest with you. Like, obviously they wouldn't give him the ball, for example. Like, let's say we hypothetically won a game 163. Who's pitching game 1 for the Padres if they make no moves? If we win a game 163,
hopefully Darvish.
No, but really? Darvish is going to pitch the game 163 though, right?
Game 163, you mean like as a tiebreaker?
Yeah, no. Like, sorry, I didn't clarify. Like, we make it to the wild card game. Darvish has to pitch the 1 game elimination wild card game. So if we were fortunate enough to win that, who's pitching game 1? Who's pitching game 1 of the NLDS? That's the question. That's the guy. So it's like that's basically answering that question. Other than Darvish, who's the best pitcher? Is it Musgrove? Is it Weathers? Is it Snell? Because right now they're probably starting Blake Snell in game 1.
I would start Blake Snell in game 1.
Even though it would be on the road, right?
Yeah, probably. Just because maybe not on the road. But
it's tough.
It's tough. Also, Blake Snell's numbers after the deadline, like throughout his career, are so much better than his first half. I don't know why. He just gets better after the All-Star break, but I guess we're gonna have to see how this all goes on. If he could start putting some better road outings together, then I definitely have him as our number 1 going into a 5-game series in the NLDS. Mm-hmm. But if not, maybe you can throw Weathers. Maybe we need Lamet, man. If Lamet can go out there and start throwing 2 or 3 innings. But he's not going to go out there and he's not going to be a starter anymore, though. That's the thing. Like, at least not this year.
He's so done, dude. I mean, I don't know. I hate to be like the bearer of bad news, but I think he should have just went under the knife and went for the second Tommy John. Like,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not looking good on that front, but it'll be interesting. I definitely don't think the Padres are done. They're going to get somebody, guys. Like, don't. I mean, yeah, I would not mind a Craig Stammen star. I really would not. That dude is so good. That dude is so good. Give me 3-4 innings of Craig Stammen, dude. That dude is oh my God. He's so good, bro.
Yeah, he's been really good this year. And it's like a complete turnaround from last year where that dude was garbage last year.
Yeah.
He's been a lot better this year, though.
What you boys think of a Barrios trade? I don't know, man.
The Twins are kind of in the cellar right now, so I don't really know how they view a trade. I don't know if they want a lot, if they're willing to get fleeced the way the Pirates did, but I'd love to have Barrios in the rotation.
Someone's asking what's the deal with Clevenger. They did like an interview with him a few weeks ago. He's honestly internally, from what I'm hearing, he's internally pressuring the organization. He wants to come back in October, but they're not going to allow that to happen. He's going to be ready to go for next year, guys. And it's his second Tommy John. And actually, science as of late has shown that people recover pretty well from a second Tommy John. You see, Nathan Eovaldi having one of the best seasons of his career, second Tommy John. Yeah.
I definitely see Mateo. I don't see Kim going anywhere. I see Mateo going somewhere.
Yeah, and you can't just send him down. You have to designate him for assignment. He is a roster spot.
Yeah.
Now, wait, Kim? I mean, okay, I'm gonna be honest, guys. Brian O'Grady, Jorge Mateo, like they're really just not worth much. They're just throw-ins. I'm not trading house on Kim at all. I love that guy.
That guy's great. That guy brings even if he's like the numbers don't show, that guy brings so much energy to the dugout and everything and the clubhouse. Like I'm assuming he's a clubhouse favorite for how good they treat him. Mm-hmm. Like you don't get rid of those kind of guys.
I think his bat's gonna come around too.
And even though his bat's not coming around right now, when he hits, it is always in the best situations. It is always in clutch time.
Mm-hmm. Facts. What about Profar? He's just.
I was a big fan of his earlier, but now
me too. Imagine if we got Buxton, Maeda, Yeah, I mean, guys, these are just all speculation, though. At this point, it's like we've been trying to speculate for so long. It's just whatever we speculate, we're just going to be wrong. Like there's like in a million years, no one would have thought of Adam Frazier. Dude was an all-star. He leads Major League Baseball in hits, Isaac.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And he leads he's a 392 OBP, which would lead the team, and a 844 OPS.
Uh-huh. Yeah, dude. You lead the major, like all those numbers are such standout numbers. Like I don't think anyone expected that we were going to get them, and that is such a huge acquisition.
Wow.
Like definitely did not expect it. I looked at my phone and Chase actually sent the trade in the chat, and Chase has this little history where he sends fake trades to try to fool us. Okay. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, let me just click on to make sure this is actually Jeff. And I click on it and I'm like, okay, like this is actually going down. Like, let's go.
I think I got a text where I'm trying to find it, but it was like Frazier. It was like Adam Frazier Padres. I was like, yeah. He's like, that's awesome. What? I'm like, what? And he's like, and then I saw on Twitter. I was like, oh my God, dude.
I know. Yeah, dude.
Y'all got a lot of heads in here, man. Shit, wild.
I was gonna log off. I wasn't even able to find my charger. I only got 5%, so I'm gonna have to end this in a little bit. But
all right.
But
that's a choke, Isaac. That's a
dude,
choke.
I couldn't find it. I thought I put it somewhere. Like I went out there. I'm like, dude, where's my charger? And I don't know where it is. But it's all right. Almost an hour, pretty solid.
Go for it.
Oh, I see it. I see what you're saying. Frazier, Crone, Tatis, Machado, Trent, Pham, Myers. No, well, the good thing about this getting Frazier.
Spell Myers right, casual. Sorry. All right.
So the good thing about this is that you can really put him anywhere. You can put anyone. Okay, except for Tatis and Machado, you need to keep them 2-3, 3-4, 2-4, whatever it is. You can put any of these guys anywhere, and they're gonna be huge. This lineup is so deadly. This lineup has the potential to be the best lineup from here on out. Because if you look at any other lineup in the league, what lineup is stronger than ours right now? Mm-hmm. I can't think of one.
Yeah, I can't either.
No, there isn't a lineup better than this. And this team, if this team gets going in the second half to where they're starting to finally beat those trash teams, because for some reason they have a really tough time beating teams like the Marlins and the Pirates earlier in the year. If this team can start getting it going, they're gonna win the division. And if they get
you honestly think so deep down?
I do think they can win this division. They're not that far out, and I've said it before. I think the Giants, because remember, the Giants have not had that kind of losing streak that the Padres and the Dodgers have already endured, where they go like on a 2-9 in the past 11 games or a 4-14 in the past 18 games. I don't think they've had that yet. And with a team like that who's battling a bunch of injuries, it's bound to happen here soon. And that's when the Padres need to take advantage, because I brought it up earlier here. I brought it up. The Padres, whenever the Giants lose, it seems like the Padres lose, which is so weird.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm the only one who is looking at it, because every time I'm checking the Giants scores all the time, and when I see them losing, I think, oh my goodness, we're losing too. It always happens. So when the Giants get on that little, Giant, for example, the Giants lost 15 of their last 20. This comment right here. And remember, we do play them 10 times towards the end of the year. If it gets to that, the Padres will win the division. And if the Padres can set themselves up with home field advantage, I will say I think they make the World Series, because we see how good of a home team they are. And if they can get home field advantage, all they got to do is win maybe one game on the road, win 3 at home, and you're solid. You're set.
That's not a real comment.
Which one?
Annabella, she's in my streams a lot, but she said, "Did you guys hear about the Giants? They got Reynolds." Stop it. No, they didn't. Okay, relax. She's talking about Ryan Reynolds. That is so cap. There's no way. I'd be pissed off right now. You make a good point, though. I know you got to wrap it up in a sec, but you make a good point about I mean, you certainly hope the Giants go on that losing streak, man. Like you certainly hope so. But I think the biggest thing is, in some regards, we control our own destiny still, because we play the Giants and Dodgers still, I think, 13 times. So we've barely seen the Giants this year. We've barely seen them. Like it's gonna be poetic justice towards the end. And yeah, man, it's a crazy day. And I'm sure there's going to be more of these streams for both of us later in the week. I'm sure.
Definitely. There's going to be some more trades coming here soon. Very excited to see it. Overall, this Frazier trade's huge for the Padres. You get a guy that's an on-base machine who's going to set up a lot of RBI opportunities for the rest of the lineup. And it's going to, this is just an exciting time to be a Padre fan. I mentioned I'll probably be going to a couple games here soon. I'm hoping I get to see Adam Frazier out there, getting some base hits with the guys.
Bro, you going to bobblehead night?
Dude, I was trying to go to it's Fernando Tatis bobblehead night, right?
Yeah, I got my ticket 2 months ago, right as they dropped.
For anyone going to that game, spend as much money as you want at that game. I am almost positive you're going to make nothing but profit.
Yeah.
If you sell the Fernando bobblehead. I have a Fernando Funko Pop. So
yeah.
I'm chilling.
I bought like the worst seats. Got my ticket for like $30. I'm like, right as they came out, right as regular season tickets came out, was in line for that. I knew it was that day. Oh my god, the bobblehead is sick. Dude, I'm so pumped.
It's gonna be sick.
I gotta add it to the Aegon collection.
That's sick, man. I have Myers. I got the Fernando Funko Pop, Ken Caminetti, Trevor Hoffman. Got a couple guys over here, so gonna be fun. But any final thoughts for you for the Adam Frazier trade? Or really anything you want to talk about? Adam Frazier.
We y'all addressed it, man. It's y'all should just everyone in the chat just don't take these days for granted, man. Enjoy it and enjoy big trades like this. Enjoy the excitement, because you can win a game, you can lose a game, but just enjoy this time. Like, this is a sense of excitement for this team, and I think you really should. There's a part of enjoying the outcome, but I think it's a bigger part of enjoying the process to get to that outcome. So really, really, really enjoy this, man, and just know this is going to be a hell of a week, man. It's a hell of a week.
Right. Well, thank you for everyone for watching. Go ahead and subscribe to us. Subscribe to Borna over there at Hogwatch. Looking forward to bringing out some future content. Borna, any last thoughts?
In Preller we trust, guys. In Preller we trust.
And brother we trust. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.
Peace out, man.